Callie is going to start us off in Indianapolis. Hi, Callie. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I'm getting married at the end of August. I'm super excited to marry this man, and we've talked about our debts in premarital counseling. I do have a medical debt for my son. It was about $47,000. He was in a PQ for a couple weeks, and I didn't have insurance, unfortunately, at the time. I do now, so that's taken care of. But I was curious where I put my medical debt that's actually now in collections because it started around COVID time, so I couldn't pay it. Where would I put that in the baby steps? Once we go through financial piece, whenever we get signed up for that, where would I end up putting my son's medical debt within our other debt?
So what do you make?
I make 57.
What about him?
He makes 85.
And when you get married?
August 29th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's your baby doing?
He's doing so much better. He is the light of my life and the light of my fiance's life. He's a lot better now. Just fluke incident. He aspirated a peanut.
Yeah. So you just outlined a life that is going really, really well, and we get to work on, and all we have to work on is some math stuff. So really good.
Yeah.
You're in a good place.
Awesome.
Very nice. And how much debt do you have not counting this?
We have a car. I have a car that's $7,000. That's our smallest debt. And then I would say altogether, I think we have about $80,000.
Counting the 47 or not?
Not counting the 47.
What's the rest of the 80? Student loans?
He has student loans. Yeah, he's a GM for a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my car. And then I also, so during COVID, I didn't have insurance. His dad doesn't help. So I ended up crashing my car, and I'm paying them $12,000 for that.
Okay, so but the biggest number on this is student loans.
The biggest number is just student loans, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, all right. Now, is the are they attempting to collect? Or are you paying any payments on the 47?
I'm not paying any payments right now. His son was supposed to help me. Or his father was supposed to help me. That's actually in our mediation agreement. That hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I was paying payments, and then I stopped, and so it's gone to collections. I called about it, and it's at a collection agency right now. But they're not calling on it. No.
Yeah. Here's the thing: you probably can settle this for, say, 50 cents on the dollar, something like that, if you had the lump sum. And so I would take something like a number like a $20,000 number and plug that into your debt snowball, wherever it really goes. It sounds like it's before the student loans, but after some of the car stuff. And I'd build up $20,000 cash, and I would call them. Is this a single bill or a total of 47 on medical?
It's a single bill. It's at a children's hospital.
Yeah. I would also call the hospital administrator and see if you can get an in-person meeting. With COVID, I doubt you can. But anytime you can meet with someone in person, you can plead your case better and just go, I don't have any money. Obviously, the reason I didn't have insurance. The reason I have insurance, I didn't have any money. So if you guys will settle this, we appreciate the service you gave us. We're thankful for that, and we don't want to be anything but honorable, but we just don't have $47,000. If you guys will take $20,000, I'll get it to you really, really fast, and then make it a priority if you can get a settlement agreement. But any settlements you do in writing, and you never give a collector of any kind electronic access to your checking account because they lie. It's a problem.
Yeah. Dave, what happens if she goes to the hospital, and I love that advice, the hospital has an option there to call the collection agency, I presume, and say, hey, we want to pull this back. We've talked to them, and we're working this out.
Yeah, they can. They don't usually if you just call them.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why. But an in-person meeting where you go in, not accusing the hospital of having done something wrong.
That's right.
Like, why do you people charge so much? None of that. And you're the price problem with you. No. This is a children's hospital that helped you with your child. You're grateful.
Yep.
And you start with that. Yep. And then you go, well, it's just a math problem. It's not a matter of intent. I don't have the money. Right. And if you guys will settle this, we can get it knocked out pretty fast. If we're going to pay the whole 47, it's going to take a long time.
Yep.
And most of the time, it's interesting. Even people in the administration in hospitals tend to attract people with mercy.
Yes.
Merciful people.
Yes.
And so, not always, but they have a tendency to do that. that move into the medical field for one reason or another. And so you oftentimes find someone with heart, but again, you're not going in belligerent.
No.
You're not going in accusing them of having done something wrong. If you're going to do that, you need an attorney.
Yes.
But that's, because the hospital somehow malpractice or something like that. But that's not what we're hearing here.
No. In fact, I was going to say, if you have the spirit that you have on this call, this is a woman who sees the end. She's going to knock it out. She's excited about the days ahead. And, part of this deal is you got a deadbeat dude on the other side of this isn't helping. I'd share that story too and go, hey, but I'm not relying on him. I'm here to handle this. You help my baby. And I want to do the right thing. I think that conviction, along with the spirit she has, is very attractive.
It is. I mean, it's just human nature and it's proper relationships. And but sometimes what happens is we get afraid, or we are ashamed, and out of those emotions, we project something else rather than humility. We project anger. Some of the meanest people in the world are people that are afraid.
Yes.
As an example. So that's not her.
No.
And so, I think you knock out your car, then you knock out the car debt where you hit somebody else without insurance, and then you put $20,000 on the list, and then you get to the student loans. And you guys just attack that as fast as you can. Any money you get from the the dad of the child, this would be called gravy on the biscuit because it's unexpected.
Yep.
And you'll get there as fast as you can. Now, I think we can go a little step further and say, if you're out there and let's just kind of do a teaching segment. If you have a bunch of debts in collection that you haven't paid on, it's been 10 months, 20 months since you paid on this credit card. It's been 10 months, 20 months since you paid on this old bad debt from whatever, from a medical bill or whatever else. You make a different list of those things when you're working your debt snowball. If you got a whole bunch of that, this is one singular debt, and it had an unusual story around it. But you'd knock out your existing debt snowball first, the ones you're current on, because that frees up all those payments you don't have anymore, and then you work through the defaulted student loan or the defaulted debt snowball, one debt at a time. Settle it, close it, in writing, no electronic access to your checking account. Do the next one, do the next one, do the next one. But freeing up those doesn't free up cash flow because you're not paying payments on them.